All right, in part 2 of this live video, I'm going to show you how to make the final card in the Retiring Products Card to Go kit, which is this one here. So if you were watching me in the previous video, again, I have no idea why it just freezes on me, and I thought tonight was the night that everything was going to work smoothly because I had everything brand new. So if anybody knows anything about Switcher Studio and wants to share with me why I keep having so many problems, send me a message, because I'm at my wit's end right now, and it really gets frustrating trying to do these live videos, and then I freeze and I have no idea why I'm freezing. And everything on my side seems to be moving just fine. So anyway, just to get this video off, this is the card that we're going to make. And if you're tuning in for the first time, this is this Card to Go kit features 3 cards, 2 of them which I demonstrated in the previous video, which is this butterfly one, and this Happy Mother's Day card, which is they call it a square twist fold card. So if you're joining me for the first time, be sure to check out the first part of this video. Feel free to order these to go kits at any time. And then this part of the video, I'm going to finish, hopefully, fingers crossed, showing you how to put together this card. Hi, you guys. I'm so sorry. It's so embarrassing that this happens every time I record. I feel like I don't know. I feel like I am like plagued with this Switcher Studio that never works right. But here's my smiling face. Hi. Okay, so before this one freezes on me, let's put this one together. All right, so I think it froze somewhere where I was talking about the product. Okay, Petal Pink Petal Pink cardstock is my card base. The paper pack is Ornate Garden, and I used a couple pieces with this. Again, I made a matching envelope, which I'm still not going to show you in this segment how to do it, but you would add basically adhesive to your envelope flap, stick your paper on, and trim your edges around. And then the same thing with the inside of the card. You have Whisper White, that's 4 by 5 1/4. I cut out a 1-inch strip of Designer Series paper to stick it there. And then we'll talk about the layers on the card itself. Okay. Movement directions. Okay. So this particular card has a few different layers or steps going on to it. So let's get them all out. We have some hearts. That's my inside strip, the background, some rhinestones. All right. So the first thing that you want to do is get a piece of pink paper. So I used Petal Pink. I put this through the, actually, before you put it through, I'm going to stamp the red heart. So if you can see, it's just a dotted heart. It's easier to stamp it first before you put it through the embossing machine. And that is from the Heartfelt stamp set. It's this particular one right here, which is just a little outline heart. Okay. So you're going to stamp all of that out. Do it 4 times. And then you're going to use the heart punch. And then you're going to punch it out. And these heart punches will not retire. These will actually be in the new annual catalog. And they're a 2-pack. So you get 2 punches. You get the regular heart, and then you get this one that has a scalloped edge. And then punch the second one out. So you need 4 altogether of those. Then you're going to cut out 1 heart using the Designer Series paper. And then we need this green heart here, which is this stamp. And where's my green paper? And I shouldn't say green, it's called Old Olive. So our Old Olive paper. And that one goes right there. I'm going to stamp it in Old Olive. And you just need one. So I'm going to put that there. And then for this one, we're going to use the Scallop Punch heart. And you just line this one up. And punch it out. And I'm going to add my layer. I'm going to stick this on to the green one because I know that one goes together. All right. So for this edge here, this is from the, I believe it's called Ornate Borders dies, which this was all one suite with the Ornate Garden paper. And there's actually 2 stamp sets and 2 die sets that go in that suite. And unfortunately, the Ornate Borders, this one right here, will be retiring. So what I did was I took this die here and I cut out 2 pieces. And I used paper that's called Terracotta Tile, and that's paper that will be retiring as well. And so when you cut it out, you get this little strip. It doesn't completely remove the die cut out from the paper, and that's okay. It's meant to be like an edge to a piece of paper, but we're gonna modify it to create this, this like lacy look here at the bottom. And then, so when you get this in the kit, it's gonna come like this. Most of the inside will be all popped out, but just make sure there's not random pieces sitting in there. It's just, that's like really time consuming for me to make sure it's all clean. So what I do, if you can see, I trim it down. So I'm gonna take my scissors and I'm gonna cut. You can see like right there, there's like that little straight edge. So take your snips or your scissors and cut right to there to like release that part. And you could actually just pull that one off. And then I don't need any of this over here, so I'm gonna get rid of it, just like that. And I'm gonna leave the rest intact. It just makes assembly a little bit easier, or at least I think. So now we have a piece of Designer Series paper, and this measures 4 1/4 by 3 3/4. And we want to use the paper so that the 3 3/4 is considered the width. Sorry, not the width, the height, and then the 4 3. Oh my God, I can't speak. 3 3/4 is the height. 4 1/4 is your width, because we want this to fit across the front of your card. All right. So the first thing that you want to do is add the, oh, and this is the back side. So you could do either one, totally up to you. But I'm just going to add the adhesive to the edge here on one side. And then I'm going to take the die cut and I'm going to line up on top, eyeballing how much of the die cut I want to show. So that should be fine. And then take your scissors and trim the edges. And if you're worried about like these pieces here being cut and not being connected, it's fine. It doesn't do anything on the card. So you don't have to worry about like exactly having like a flower completely end. There's no need. And then we're just going to repeat on this side the same thing. And see, that's why I left like this chunk of paper on here. It just makes attaching it so much easier than worrying about adding adhesive to all these little thin pieces of the die cut. All right, I think that one moved on me. All right, well, that's fine. And then just trim that edge and this edge. Just like that. Okay. And then when you turn it over, it looks like that. So now we're going to layer the hearts on the front of the card. My suggestion, excuse me, would be to lay it out before you stick them down. It just makes adjusting it a lot easier. I mean, you may still need some adjustments once it's on. But if you spread them out in the right spot. All right, that looks good. So let's stick this one. And if you don't like that I did a couple upside down, just turn them around. Layer it, having the points all going down. Yeah, once you assemble the card, it's your cards, so make it whichever way works for you guys. Right there. All right, so just like that. And same thing, I'm just gonna trim these right off. And now I'm gonna add adhesive to the back of this layer here to go onto the card base. And it goes, I have it a little more towards the top. You can center it whichever you prefer. I liked it a little offset. Okay. Now these little flowers actually come from the Designer Series paper, and I cut them out myself. There's no die or punch. So this is the paper pattern, and I just grabbed some of the bigger flowers and the little ones. Some of them are actually, you can cut them out so you get two together. And then I did two singles. So like on this one, I did those two and then these two. And then, so it was just kind of random the way I cut them out. If you have a little paper punch, you know, you could punch out your flowers or hearts or whatever in a coordinating color. So now I'm just gonna add the green heart down, and then we're gonna do the greeting here, which says from my heart to yours. And that is also in the Heartfelt stamp set that is retiring. Love You Lots is another one. So lucky to have a friend like you. I think I'm gonna do that one. So lucky to have a friend like you. Change it up. I mean, there's just only so many people from my heart to yours that I could give that card to. I say that nicely. All right, so my circle is a 1.5 inch circle on white paper. I'm gonna stamp my greeting, just make sure it's all inked up good. And put this right there in the center, like that. Cute. Okay, now I have this piece of green ribbon, which came from the suite. And I created this like double loop. So it sticks out here, and then there's a little loop where it folds back and then sticks out over here. So what you want to do, oh, look, from my hat to yours. I guess I had already stamped my greeting. Oops, whatever. I like so lucky to have a friend like you. So the first thing I'm going to do is I added adhesive to the back of the circle, and I'm going to stick this across. Then you're going to fold the ribbon over. So we're going to add a little more adhesive, fold the ribbon over so you have a little like loop hanging out, and then you're going to go back. Hopefully you can see that. I think my fingers are probably in the way. And then you go back in the opposite direction. So see, go over here like that, fold it over, and make sure that the folded edge here is hanging off. Then you want to fold it again on this side and stick it back. Okay, so you have an edge like that. And then you can trim it down just a little bit. And then there's your greeting. So that is going to get put on with the dimensional. So right about here looks good, thank you. All right. And then what I'm going to do is stick the little flowers on just using some glue dots. Come on. And I'm going to tuck this one underneath the circle. Add this one to the top like that. And then I'm going to add these gilded rhinestones, I think they're called. It's not showing up gold, but they're like a deep gold color. So I'm going to add 3. I'm going to put one there. Oop, turn over. One there. And maybe like one right there. All right, and then that is that card. And so this would be the inside. Oops, I hit my light. 1, 2, whoop. There we go. These are the envelopes that I made for it. And this one just needs the inside layer. Just like this. I will say, sometimes I do not adhere my inside layers in general until I'm ready to write my greeting, because if I make a mistake, I can always flip it over. But we're in a video, so. All right. Thank you. All right, you guys, so here are the 2 cards for part 2 of this video. And then that is the square twisty fold, And then the butterflies. So if you are ordering this as a to-go, you'll get 2 of each of these cards in the kit. There would not be any stamping due to Stampin' Up's policy, but you can feel free to use whatever stamp sets you have on hand, or you can contact me and I can provide you with a list of the ones that I used. Thank you guys again for tuning in and stamping with me tonight. I hope you had fun besides all the glitches. But anyway, I hope you guys, I don't even know where I'm looking. I think I'm sideways. Okay. Have a good night, and till next time. And if there's any cards that you want to see me make, like any theme that you're looking for, just let me know and I'll do my best to create some for you. Have a good night. Bye.